Serving as our #1 youth ambassador and spokesperson for the coming year, when we say Boys and Girls Clubs help young people be great, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're talking about. Let me introduce to you Nicholas Foley, the winner.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Well, before I start, I want one more round of applause for the other 4 candidates. They've been an inspiration to me and become my best friends this week. Thank you. We have this wonderful group here today to tell everyone how Boys and Girls Clubs are the place where great futures start. I believe I'm a great example of this, and I'm going to tell you a story why. I stood in front of a beautiful brick building, wondering what it was inside that my new parents said I would love so much. We walked inside, saw kids everywhere, just having fun. I was introduced to one of the adults there. Her name was Miss Lynn. I fell in love with that place. As we left that night, I looked up to my newest guardians and said, "I feel brand new." I'm not quite sure what I meant by these words, but I'd later find out. This was my first glimpse of Sarah Hines' house, one of the greatest memories of my childhood and my life. However, this wasn't the only memory from my childhood. 7 different households, 6 different guardians, and countless hours spent feeling alone, reminiscing on sad memories including fights between my parents, feelings of sadness when my dad left home, feelings of worry when my mom never arrived to pick me up from preschool, the visions of a kind stranger carrying a bag of my belongings, and the picture of yet another new place to live. Those were the thoughts that clouded my mind for the first half of my life. I started as a child who was abandoned by his parents, went through foster care, and was adopted, all by the age of 8. But now, I stand here before everyone today, a young man with a great future in front of me, thanks to the help and support of many people. Among these are my 2 adoptive mothers, all the foster families that were there when I needed them most, and my Boys and Girls Club. Recently, I came to a sort of emotional crossroad in my life. I came home one summer afternoon to find a rather large envelope on the table addressed to me. When I noticed the name and the return address, I was hesitant to open it, and what I found was somewhat shocking. This was actually an invitation to my mother's wedding. This event triggered the recall of memories from my childhood, unpleasant ones involving my mother's past relationships. I began seeing the visions of a man living with us, and the fury in his eyes when he was told he had to leave. I remember his attempts to hit my mother, where I stepped in to try to help. This particular encounter ended with me, a young boy, being beat by a man I hardly knew. Still, I couldn't completely resist the idea of having my mother back in my life. My adoptive parents gave me a suggestion of trying to write her a letter. When I sat down with pen and paper, I realized I had nothing to say and couldn't chance another disappointment in my life. I knew I always needed to be in a positive place with more positive people, and the club has always provided that to me. The Boys and Girls Clubs are responsible for a lot of the greatest lessons and inspirations in my life. The staff, programs, and fellow members have become a huge part of my life. They're my second home and family. They've helped me develop into the person I am today, the person I'll become tomorrow. My club is the most amazing place. Since the first time I saw the place, I knew it was where I belong. Whether it's wanting a place to come play basketball or needing that place to go when you're alone and sad, the club's the place to go. Many things have changed in my life. The Boys and Girls Clubs of America have been there with me through it all. So as I said all those years ago, now I understand the meaning of these words. I am brand new. Thank you.